beginning, you know, you have the kind of classic perception from Greek mythology that gods are there kind of overlooking man and kind of using them as their toys and their playthings, and you know, the humans are there to kind of, you know, strut their stuff on a stage for the amusement of the gods. But as the game develops, you kind of discover that not everything is as it seems, and that there is a more symbiotic relationship to the gods and the humans than you originally thought. There's definitely some gods that have a primary role. Those gods are Apollo, Hermes, Ares, and Athena. And then there are a host of secondary gods that are just kind of mentioned here and there in passing because, you know, as the game evolves and as the brand evolves, we're going to bring those gods more into play. One of the things that we drew when we were reading with Greek mythology was not just that the gods were there to be served by man, but that they also served man in a lot of ways. They became the fulcrum by which man cantilevered off and became everything they could be, or fell into the pits of despair. And so, because the Greek mythologies aren't really about good and evil, they're more about vice and virtue, it became this constant issue of learning how to use the gods to serve your greater goals throughout the story. We've completely abandoned the old experience point system that you used to see, where everything gets boiled down to just currency and points, and that doesn't make any sense to me. And what we've done is we've created what we call a deed system. We give you deeds as a result of dialogue choices. We give you deeds as a result of, you know, dealing with certain people in passive ways as well as aggressive ways. So there's deeds all over the place, and we've really tried to balance it. So in as much as there's a ton of deeds for combat, as you would expect, there's also a ton of deeds for non-combat stuff. When you go to shrines or temples, you can dedicate a deed to a god. When you dedicate that deed to a god, you're basically saying, you know, Hermes, I killed this monster for you, or Ares, I defeated this enemy for you. When you do that, your favor with that particular god grows.
Hear me, bright-eyed Athena. In your name, I deliver Phalion.
And as your favor grows, eventually you kind of level up with that god. I'll put that in quotes. You kind of level up with that god, and you get new skill sets from that god. So, for example, if you spend a lot of time dedicating deeds to Ares, you're going to get good with your mace, you're going to get good with group combat. If you spend a lot of time dedicating deeds to Hermes, you're going to get good with the sword, you're going to get powers that allow you to move faster than your opponents and combos. So every player is going to have his own experience, and by the end of the game, you're not going to have enough points to get all max on all the trees. So there is definitely a decision to be made as to how you want to proceed. But we do also reward the guy who likes to split it all up. It isn't just a linear power growth on each individual, skill tree, so that you're punished if you don't go all the way to the end of one. No, we really made it a conscientious choice to reward the customization on all fronts. The influence of the gods really comes to like its most glorious, pinnacle in the conversation system, I think. We've taken each god and given them a unique kind of dialogue personality, and what we do, which I think is really cool, is we give you the ability to choose from those 4 personalities, and we let the player explore the personality he or she wants to play.
Where's your laughter now?
You're dead!
Unlike most RPG systems, where a dialogue is a right choice, a wrong choice, and a meaningless choice, what we've done is we reward all 4 choices equally. Because we have the 4 gods, because we have the 4 god favors, because we have all of that great separation of the deed system and the dialogue tree, we have the ability to reward the player differently but equally. And when the player finally grasps that, and they suddenly feel free to be a bad guy from time to time, to be a good guy from time to time, to be inquisitive or to be angry, there is no wrong answer. There's only the way you want to play. And that's the key to Jason and the Argonauts. It's the game you want to play, not the game we want you to play.
What do you wait for? Need coin to fight? Come, I've enough to pay you.